Well, Mike Johansson joins us with some of the best ways to track the election on social media. And we're really talking about the impact social media has had on this election.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people rightly are calling this the first true social media national election. During the 2012 presidential campaign, a lot of the candidates actually talked at or to voters. This time they're actually interacting more. There's a lot more going on. So it really is the first social media national election.
But if you're a user, a frequent user of social media, though, you might be confused by what you read. There must be a lot of spin, a lot of misinformation out there. So you're saying, look, if you're going to use social media, use it for good in this election. And there's several ways you can do that. Let's start with Twitter.
Sure. So on Twitter, the easiest thing to do is follow a hashtag. There are lots of good hashtags out there. Hashtag elections 2016 is the big one. You can obviously follow hashtags that say hashtag Clinton, hashtag Trump. If you really want to get strong opinions, hashtag dump Trump, hashtag Hillary never, those kinds of things. And all of these are in the blog post that I recently did. There's some great hashtags out there. Just be aware that when you're following a particular kind of hashtag, you're going to get a particular slant. They're more neutral.
I was just going to say the subjectivity of this goes up then.
Sure.
And that's we have to be aware of that.
Absolutely. And the other best thing on Twitter is to create a Twitter list. And again, instructions are there in the blog post, but create a list of the 8, 10, 12, 15, or 20, whatever number you want, Twitter accounts that you think are most relevant and most likely to share useful information. Because Twitter is a fire hose, and you can get it down to more the size of a garden hose by having a list and just going to that list to see what those people are posting.
Okay, very good point.
But you have it's up to you. You decide, you know, what you want to follow. You also talk about Facebook, and a good way to follow candidates that way too. Well,
Facebook tends to feel a bit more intimate, and as Norman was saying before we went on air, a lot of people are actually just staying off Facebook and off social media because they're so upset about what they're seeing. You can certainly follow the accounts of the major candidates, but there is a tool out there called Social Mixer, socialmixer.com, that allows you to tailor your social feeds, particularly Facebook, and exclude certain keywords. If you want to keep all the politics off your Facebook, go to Social Mixer, put in keywords like Trump, Clinton, elections 2016, say, I don't want to see any posts that mention these things, and you won't see them.
It's interesting. So you don't even have to take a break from from Facebook specifically. Instead, use this app or use this website to try and, you know, tailor what you see. Because a lot of people are feeling some fatigue.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're just like, look, you know, I can't handle this. I'm going to, you know, I'll see ya on November 9th. You know what I mean? Instead of having to, you know, read people's comments. And then it's just, again, social media can be helpful, though, to the candidate to the person, rather, who does want to learn more about the candidates, right? I mean, there's good information out there.
Absolutely. And it is a way to interact, at least with the campaign or one of the people working for the campaign, if not the candidates themselves. I mean, where else can you actually send a tweet to the real Donald Trump or to the Hillary Clinton and have the possibility that they will actually see it?
Right. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. So we're also going to talk about fact-checking as well. You know, a lot of people have questions or wonder what is accurate as they're watching the debates right before their eyes. We've got a two-part segment with Mike Johansson, so when we come back, we're going to talk more about that.
We continue our conversation now with social media expert Mike Johansson from RIT with us today. He's talking about the election and social media and how you can fact-check all the things that you hear. And we're going to be, the debate, I guess, is tomorrow night, right? The second debate. So people will be on their phone. Excuse me, the third debate. Hello, where am I? The third debate. And people are on their phones or on their devices watching this at the same time. Or they're monitoring it completely on social media. That's something we've never seen before.
Sure. And I mean, I think the stat now is that for people who do watch things on TV like debates and big news events, something like 60% of us are on another device at the same time.
Right.
If you're under 30, that number gets closer to 80%. And one of the things is, you know, I think it's sort of everyone's democratic responsibility. If they hear something or see something they don't think is quite right, they probably should check it out. And so there's the wonderful, this is also the fact-checking election. Almost every major news site has a fact-checking operation. And a lot of them are doing it in real time. So all the major networks, ABC, NBC, and so forth, they're all doing it in real time, NPR, and they're doing as best they can. A candidate says something, it gets fact-checked right away on their website. That's great. But there's also a lot of other websites out there, some with kind of a slant left or right, if you have a particular leaning one way or the other. And I personally feel it's my responsibility on social media when I see something that I know not to be true to go to one of these fact-checking sites, find out what the facts are, and share that link as a comment on that post or as a response to that post and tell people, by the way, you might be interested to know this is not true, and here are the facts.
Okay.
Yeah. Why is it so important for people as engaged as they are in this particular election, or any election for that matter, to really take the power into their own hands, so to speak? It's really in the palm of your hand, and to get the facts for yourself.
Well, that's the great power of social media. I mean, we all have that power. Now, once upon a time, the news and the power to share the news was in the hands of those that had a printing press or a TV or radio station. And now we can all contribute to that collective knowledge by being conscious of not sharing stuff. Like, if we want to share something, we should also fact-check that before we share it. If we think, well, this is fantastic.
That's hard, though, because you get caught up in the moment.
That's a good point.
Well,
and
exactly.
Think, oh, I want to share this. And it's like, wait a minute, I got to check to see if it's true.
And then you find out.
Candidate X promises we're going to put a man on Mars in 2 years. That doesn't sound quite right. Let's fact-check it.
Yeah. Interesting. So again, our attention, though divided when we watch the debates, can be a good thing. Some people lament the fact that people are not, hanging off every word and really absorbing it. It's that, someone says something and right away people are tweeting it, and so that information gets sent out like that. But it can be a good thing, too. Sure.
And you're both much younger than I, but I can't multitask like that. But my 23-year-old daughter, for example, can almost never watch anything on a screen without having another screen in front of her.
Right.
And she does it seamlessly. She seems to be paying attention to the both equally.
Biggest bit of advice you could give people when it comes to social media in these days before the election?
To keep the antenna up, be skeptical, don't accept everything at face value, and if people are posting things that are very inflammatory, take a 5-minute break before you respond. A
timeout.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And real quick, what are some of your go-to sites that you go to fact check, whether they lean right or left?
PolitiFact, Snopes is absolutely great. Snopes has a whole section on the elections.
Okay.
They're a little bit slower to respond. They don't do it in real time, but they do a very in-depth.
Okay.
Factcheck.org. Those are the basic ones. There's, left and some more right-leaning ones like Wall Street Journal, more left-leaning perhaps like New York Times, and so forth.
All right. And again, your website where people can find you? Your blog, I should say.
The blog. It's for free, FORFREE blog.com.
Okay. Excellent.
Always a pleasure having you here.
Yeah.
Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot.